Good evening, my lovely patrons. Hope you're all doing good. I'm just in my studio. It's really, really hot. I'm about to set up to rehearse for Farm Fest this weekend, and I thought, hang on a minute, why don't I just make this more fun by filming myself setting up all my gear and give you the rundown of what I'm currently using live on stage. I'm going to go through everything, sound card, all the synths, the cables, the stands, and hopefully give you guys a bit of an insight of how I set up my live show. So yes, let's do this. I've got the iPhone up there, so hopefully you've got like another view. I do only have one sock on, I just noticed, so sorry about that. But let's get to it. Let's start setting up. Cool, okay, so first things first, I've got two keyboard stands when I perform live on stage. One for the rack here, which has the King Korg and the Mini Brute, and one in front of me, which holds Push and my Yamaha Reface DX and a couple of other MIDI controllers. So this is where it gets boring. This is just a random quick lock stand, and I'm just going to put it up here, and then I'm going to get the extension for the rack. So let's do it. Now I'm just going to get the extension. This extension, by the way, is a Stag extension that I think I bought from Gear for Music. And the stand is also from Gear for Music, and just a standard single frame quick lock stand. Cool, so I've got that ready to go, and the next thing I'm going to do is get my plank of wood that my Mini Brute sits on. It's a big pink piece. Here it is. This is actually a shelf that I bought from like a DIY store. I've covered it in Velcro to stick the synth on. Holds quite nicely, to be honest. And this patch here is for the Chaos Pad, and this is for the Mini Brute. So that's there. So I think that's the right height. I need to mark that. I used to mark it, but I've forgotten. Let's get this King Korg open. These cases, oh god, they're really cool. They're from Swan Flight. They're a company in the UK. King Korg baby, got loads of patches on this bad boy. Just gonna get this case out of the way. King Korg. Cool man, King Korg, Velcroed on. While I'm here, may as well do the Mini Brute, also in the Swan Flight case. Got some stickers on it from various shows when we've had to identify whose gear is whose. Arturia Mini Brute, also a bit of Velcro on the bottom. Just sticks perfectly on there. Okay, then I'm just going to pop this on the stool here. Okay, this, guys, is my handbag. So yeah, this is a super important part of my gear. This is the rack that contains my sound card and everything else. So let's open it up and I'll show you what's inside. Front of the handbag, we've got my Fireface, RME Fireface UC, which is my sound card, which has got yeah, obviously the 4 high-Z inputs at the front, and then I've got another 4 line inputs in the back, and I've also got 8 outs. So yeah, that's how this works. And then down here is my DIs, so I send everything straight to my own DIs, and then I give my front of house, oh god, my own loom here, so that saves any complication with messing around with some DIs. I usually have my in-ear monitor unit here, but I've recently upgraded from a PSM 200 to a 300, so I need to refix that in before Saturday's show. So anyway, let's plonk this here, and my laptop rests on top of that on a very trusty laptop stand, Amazon Basics. So I'll just pop this on top of the handbag, and then my laptop, which is actually like a pretty old laptop, I'm not gonna lie. It's a 2012 15-inch MacBook. Of course, we've got the classic RKC pink screen here, but I try to use this laptop only for performing. So there's a laptop that sort of goes in that position behind me. We'll do the Chaos Pad, Korg Chaos Pad. Let's plop this here. Cool, so we've got the first rack sort of set up. And while I'm here as well, I'm going to do the audio cables for this. So I'm going to need 1/4 inch or 1 jack cable, big jack for the King Korg and for the Arturia Mini Brute. So I've got these really cool Ernie Ball cables. So I'm going to do an Ernie Ball out of the back of the King Korg. And if I remember correctly, my King Korg is going into channel 3 in the front of my sound card. So I'm going to use just a Sound Lab jack here because I've only actually got 2 of those cool Ernie Ball ones. The jack Mini Brute is going into channel 5 on my sound card, which is actually not a high Z input because the Mini Brute doesn't need the high Z. It's very, very loud, so it doesn't need to have that extra bit of amplification. Push is already out, Magma case from like a DJ shop, but that's already out on my desk, so we'll deal with that in a minute. I'm just gonna plug my Kaoss pad in now. I've got a phono to jack, so that's gonna go into the line out of the Kaoss pad. And this is gonna go into one of my high Z inputs as well on my Fireface UC. That is gonna go into channel 2. And then I leave the line out of the sound card into the Kaoss pad, so the Kaoss pad can receive the vocals and all the music from Ableton actually in the handbag itself. So let's get that cable out now. Here it is, it's just a jack from the line out to phono, and it's going to go mono into the line in of the Kaoss pad, so the Kaoss pad can receive the audio from the sound card. Cool, we've got the first rack done. Okay, we are going to need some power, guys. So I've got here this funny little surge protector. I think I've just got this online. Got some stickers on it to show which power supplies go into which hole. Because believe it or not, when you're trying to do this in a rush, you know, it's sometimes nicer to have it a bit organised. And then I'm going to do another power for the sound card and everything else. I'm going to just do this down here. This is UK power. I think it's a little higher voltage than the US power actually. Be warned, US travellers, when playing in the UK, always bring a transformer. Be careful with your power. Okay, now I tell you what, we're going to set the mic up next because that's going to go in this little gap between my 2 racks. So let's grab it. I've got a little mic stand here. It's quite a light one, Studio Spares UK shop. Don't take this mic stand with me to like venues. That's just more crap to carry in the car. But it does the job for rehearsing. And I'm going to plonk that right in between my 2 racks. I've got SM58, got 2 of them. And this is the one I'm going to be using to do the live looping. Right guys, let's move on to the second rack now, which is going to be in front of me. And this is where I'm going to control push and do all my live looping. So right here I've got another quick lock stand. It's actually a bit of an older one. And I bought this Millennium tablet stand from Thomann. I think it was about 15 euros. It's got Velcro, we put Velcro on it, so I'm going to Velcro on here my LPDA, I'll show you. I've also bolted it, my dad did it, he's a builder, bolted it into this stand to make it secure. Now, it may not seem like it, but this was like a proper like kerfuffle sorting out how to do these stands, because obviously I wanted to like hold stuff in a very particular way. Also got this pink shelf, which my dad built again, and he likes doing woodwork. Like I said, he's a builder, and he's cut around it so the cables can fit in this little hole. It's also Velcro, so it's extra secure, and that just goes blink like this. So cool, we've got that, and then to complete this, we've got another laptop stand here. So that goes there, laptop stand. Here we go, here's my push, and that goes there. Lovely, great. Second MIDI controller is my DJ Tech Tools MIDI Fighter Twister, and that sits a little higher. That's why we've got those heightened things there. Then I'm just going to untwist this now, and you can see this little tablet stand in action. Akai LPD8. So that's going to attach to here, my tablet stand. So then I can do all my like live effects and manipulations with this thing, which is cool. And then the final thing I need here is my Yamaha Reface DX. Check it out. Looks like a violin or something, I don't know. Anyway, or maybe a trumpet. This is a case, just a standard Yamaha Reface case. Nice and light Yamaha Reface DX. And that just pops perfectly there, and it's like a little raised platform. So it's a bit easier for playing. So here's all the bits I need. So now let's do the really like nitty-gritty stuff now. Obviously plugging in the power supplies, and let's do the USB so you can see how the USB all hooks up. So firstly I need to steal this USB cable from here. here. So we've got the push USB cable, so it's just going to go into the back. Push. Akai LPT8 cable, which is like one of these like more, what's it called? 45 degrees ones. We're just going to poke that through the hole here. That's so it doesn't sort of overlap and like hit everything. All my controllers, it can just go straight down. So all these little tips and tricks, guys, hope they help. MIDI fighter. So that's also going to go down through the hole. Again, just in case anyone whacks it or whatever. So you're probably thinking, where do all these USB cables go to? They go to my Orky USB hub. So this little USB hub, they all get plugged into here, and this goes via a USB extension cable into my laptop. So what I'm going to do now is plug those 3 cables into the hub and this one into the laptop. Cool. Okay, so USB is done. So now we need to do the power. Reface DX, Kaoss Pad, USB hub, Mini Brew. So now let's move on to the microphone, because I think you guys are going to like this. It's kind of funny. So I actually perform with 2 microphones, 2 SM58s on stage. Here's the other one. Now this one I use when I go out front to go and do all my dancing and jumping around, and it fits very nicely in this little extra hook we've got from the tablet holder. So I actually bought 2 tablet holders and just stole one of the extra clips from it. There we go, from Thomann. So that fits beautifully in there, but this is where now I've got these 2 little pedals for my vocal microphone, which makes it a little bit more simple for the sound engineer and also for myself with live looping. So firstly, this is a foot switch to switch between both microphones, because I don't want to have both microphones on through the whole show just for looping and feedback and everything else. So this is a combiner, but it also means I can switch between using that microphone and that microphone with my foot. So I'm going to need 2 XLRs coming out of each mic going into the combiner first of all. So let's do that. Okay, classic RKC, we've got pink cables. You know, with these types of cables, you always know which one is yours. So there we go. Okay, so I've got the microphones combined now and I can switch between. Now this is one of the tricks I've learned along the way performing live. I want to control live effects with Ableton on stage, but I also want to give the sound man a dry vocal signal. So what I'm going to do is, with the output of the combined mic switch, I'm going to split the signal. Half or whatever, one split signal is going to go to the sound card for me to do my live looping and also so I can do the effects, and the other half is going to go to the sound engineer. So I'm now going to need quite a few more XLRs. So firstly, output of the combiner switch into the splitter. So out my output there. Into my splitter. Okay, so there's the main mic input into there, and then I'm going to take this one into the sound card, this one to front of house. So I'm going to need one more XLR for myself, and then the other XLR will usually come from front of house. So it depends on how I rehearse. If I rehearse with speakers, I need another one. If I rehearse with headphones, I don't, because I can just monitor through the sound card. Okay, so here we go, one more XLR, and this is going to come out of the mic split and it's going to go direct into channel 1 of my sound card. Here we go, into the 5-face, channel 1. Cool, so I've got the mic cable sorted. Now, any more audio gear? Yes, the Reface DX. So another Ernie ball, love these cables, nice right angle, fits perfectly under here into the output here, and this is going to go direct into channel 4 of my sound card. Again, I'm going to thread it around the rest of my gear, try and avoid any noise or like interference. Sometimes that can be a bit of a problem. Cool, so we've got vocals into channel 1, Kaoss Pad into channel 2, King Korg into channel 3, and DX into channel 4. All the the USB stuff is going into a hub, going direct to the laptop. Cool, okay, so then we just got to turn on the computer. So then I just need to hook up the 5-phase UC via USB straight to the laptop. So I've got 2 USB ports on the laptop power. Okay, and there's one final thing I need to do before I'm about to play live. So I don't really deal with the front of house stuff. The engineer's gonna come take the lines off me out of my DI box, and from that splitter I need to set up my in-ear monitors. I'm just looking around the room. Oh, also, how can I forget? Sustain pedals! The sustain pedal for my King Korg and for my DX. Thanks guys for accompanying me on this setting up gear. And then let's do the in-ear monitors. Let me just find them. So, in-ear monitors, let me show you what I got here. I've got the Shure PSM 300. This is really awesome. And all I do then, I set up a send in Ableton for myself. I send everything in Ableton to channel 7 and 8 out on my sound card. I then send from the very front of my sound card, channel 7 and 8, straight into this monitoring unit. The little transmitter. Ding ding. Shure 535 headphones. Plug them in. Make sure everything's powered up properly. Power cable as well for the in-ear monitor. Oh, and don't forget the transmitter. And that is it. That is my live setup that I'm using on stage on Saturday night. I hope I've explained everything in enough detail for you guys. I just wanted to show you exactly how I set it up. Just to quickly go through the sound card again. So you saw all the ins, the outs. You'll have out of channel 1 and 2 into my own DI boxes will be the sounds, the kick drums, all the drum sounds and all the synths. Out from channel 3 will be the vocal looping that I do, so that comes out of channel 3 only. Out of channel 4 will be the vocal effects, and channel 5 will be the dry vocal that the sound engineer gets. So it's only 5 lines coming from me. And then the hardware send, Chaos Pad, so out of the Ableton project with all my sounds, through from channel 6 it goes into the Chaos Pad. The Chaos Pad comes back into channel 2 on the sound card, so that's how that works. And the in-ear monitors, they're set up in Ableton, where I set up the send. Like I said, I send everything to like the RKC send, and I'll route that out of 7 and 8 on my sound card, and then out of 7 and 8 straight into the transmitter. Make sure the level's not too high because this thing is super powerful. And then I'm ready to go. And don't forget to charge the batteries for your in-ear monitors as well, which mine probably is not charged. Hope that was insightful for you guys. Hope I've given you a few tips. Velcro, flight cases, splitters, combiners, Chaos Pads, whatever it may be. Just want to say thank you so much for your support. Literally, it is making the world of difference right now. It's meaning that I can sort of pay the rent each month. So thank you so much for supporting me, and I hope I can support you through this Patreon. Please comment below with all your questions. I'd be happy to answer anything as soon as I possibly can. Over and out.